Hi, it's Tom and Rob here, and we're celebrating 20 years of Gasworld, aren't we, Rob?
We are indeed, Tom, we are. How many years have you been with gasworld?
I've been here for just 3.
3 years, I mean, that's a good milestone in itself. I've done 16, I've had the pleasure of that, but gasworld at 20, what a milestone, yeah.
A huge milestone. So, it's a long time that you've been in this industry, nearly the whole time that Gasworld's been going. So what have you seen change over those 16 years?
That's a good question. You've caught me out there, Tom. I would say, I mean, we've seen the whole face of the industry change in that time. If you look all the way back to the 20 years, I think that's in October. Yeah, we've seen the whole industry change in how it's structured and the big players at the top and throughout the supply chain. I think we've seen the industry really on the front foot now in terms of the energy, climate, decarbonisation and that whole movement. And I think one of the biggest changes is for so long been called the invisible industry, at the heart of everything that you would never even know about. I think that's been one of the biggest changes. It's like I said, it's on the front foot now, it's out there, and there's a lot more awareness around how important this industry is and those gases are.
Absolutely, and Gasworld's obviously been at the forefront of this industry for 20 years, as we've been saying. What have been the big stories in this time?
Oh, so many times, just in my time, let alone beforehand. I think you can't look past some of the huge market shortages, I think. The CO2 shortages, particularly summer 2018, that leaps out. And I think it's great for us as Gasworld to have been a mouthpiece for the industry then, and being on mainstream media, on radio, on TV, and all sorts, as that kind of voice of the industry. Helium shortages, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, so many. And then you've seen the huge financial transactions that have happened and that change in face of the industry that I described. You look back to 2017, 2018 sort of time with Praxair and Linde coming together, a mega merger of equals into the kind of $70 or $80 billion territory. Those are huge stories for the industry, and there'll be so many more that I can't even bring to mind right now, but yeah, loads.
Sure, some huge stories. Even my time here in the last 3 years, we've seen some big ones. So going forward, how's Gasworld going to react to the changing face of the industry?
I think we've been doing that for the whole time. I think particularly in the last decade, you look at the stories that we've broken, or the stories that we've been as I said, the mouthpiece for. Even just look 3 years ago with the COVID pandemic, none of us were prepared for that on any level, on a human level, a business level, and an industrial level. Look at how the industry responded. And then, if I may say so, look at how Gasworld responded, and we partnered with the industry and we told the stories that needed to be heard. We told the success stories, and we told some of the more tragic stories, actually. All of that needs to be out there. It needs coverage and analysis. And I'd like to think that's what we've tried to do on all nuances of the industry, whether it's CO2 shortages, helium shortages, huge hydrogen projects, industrial gas mega projects, or things like a tragic pandemic and all the consequences. We've always tried to tell those stories, and we always will. We'll always have the platform for those, and more to the point, I think the passion and desire for it.
We certainly will. I'm very pleased to play my small part in this business. So that's 20 years down. Here's to the next 20.
Absolutely, and from August to October, we'll celebrate that milestone. We'll have a whole dedicated zone at gasworld.com. We'll look into all the things that have changed in that last 20 years on every kind of level. But bigger than that, Tom, we're going to celebrate over 100 years of industrial gases. It might be Gasworld at 20, but this fantastic industry has well over 100 years of history and phenomenal breakthroughs and achievements, and we're going to celebrate that as part of this anniversary.
Wow, that's a huge milestone, so make sure to keep your eyes out for that.
Absolutely, and send us your views, send us your moments from the last 100 years of industrial gases.